Salah is gone. The manager who loved Gakpo has been sacked. And now the man Liverpool signed for €50 million has told the club he wants out too. Anfield is not just losing players right now, it is losing its identity. I'm Sarah, and today we are breaking down exactly what is happening at Liverpool, why Cody Gakpo wants to leave, who is lining up to sign him, and what this all means for one of the biggest clubs in world football heading into the most chaotic summer transfer window in years. Let's start from the beginning because you need to understand the full picture to appreciate just how dramatic this situation really is. Liverpool won the Premier League title just 1 year ago under Arne Slot. 1 year ago. Champions. Flying. Everything looked perfect. Then the wheels came completely off. This past season, Liverpool finished 5th, failed to defend their title, and watched their squad mentally collapse following the devastating and tragic passing of Diogo Jota in the summer of 2025. That loss hit the entire dressing room harder than anyone on the outside truly understood. Goals dried up, energy disappeared, and results that should have been comfortable became painful. Arne Slot, the manager who had just delivered a league title in his very first season in English football, was dismissed on May 30th after an end-of-season review. Gone. Just like that. And here is where it gets really interesting. Mohamed Salah, arguably the greatest player in Liverpool's modern history, had already agreed back in March to leave the club at the end of the season. His contract was mutually terminated. 9 years at Anfield. Over. Liverpool's plan was always to redirect Salah's wages toward new signings and rebuild under fresh leadership. That was the known quantity. That was the plan. But then Slot got sacked, and suddenly the plan got a whole lot more complicated. Because Cody Gakpo was not supposed to be part of this story. He was supposed to be the solution, not another problem. The incoming manager, Andoni Iraola, the tactical mastermind from Bournemouth, had apparently penciled Gakpo in as the cornerstone of his left side. Sources inside the club described Gakpo as a tactical chameleon, a player whose intensity, pressing ability, and technical quality fitted Iraola's high-energy system almost perfectly. That was the plan as recently as a few weeks ago. And then Gakpo himself changed everything. According to Dutch outlet Soccer News, citing sources close to the player, Cody Gakpo has informed Liverpool that he wants to leave this summer. The report states clearly that Gakpo submitted a transfer request because he does not see a future at the club without Arne Slot. Think about that for a second. This is a player who signed a brand new contract worth £250,000 a week through to June 2030 just last year. Liverpool tied him down long term, gave him a massive wage. And now, less than 12 months later, he wants out because the manager who believed in him is no longer there. And stick with me here because the backstory on why Slot meant so much to Gakpo personally is something most people are completely sleeping on. Slot and Gakpo are both Dutch. Slot signed Gakpo at PSV before he even joined Liverpool. Their relationship goes back years. Slot was the manager who truly understood how to use Gakpo, who consistently picked him even when Liverpool fans were questioning his form, who shielded him from criticism and kept faith in him during the difficult season. When Slot was dismissed, Gakpo did not just lose a manager. He lost the person at the club who understood him most. And that is not a small thing. In football, the relationship between a player and his manager is everything. When that relationship disappears overnight, the entire environment changes. Now, here's the part that makes this even more complicated. Liverpool are currently valuing Gakpo at around £52 million, based on his transfer market valuation of €60 million. And here's the thing. Liverpool are not going to block the sale. Reports from Team Talk confirm that Liverpool are open to letting him go this summer. They won't stand in his way, which means the bidding war is about to begin. And the clubs circling right now are absolutely serious. Tottenham Hotspur are leading the race. Roberto De Zerbi at Spurs wants Gakpo and is reportedly willing to make him the most expensive signing in Tottenham's history. Let that sink in. The most expensive signing in Spurs history. That tells you everything about how highly rated Gakpo still is despite his difficult season. Newcastle United are also monitoring the situation closely, and this is fascinating because Newcastle just lost one of their own players earlier this window and are actively rebuilding their front line. Atletico Madrid have also been mentioned as potential suitors, with the Spanish giants looking for a replacement for Antoine Griezmann, who has just left for MLS. And Bayern Munich, while their interest appears to have cooled slightly according to the latest reports, have not been completely ruled out either. And here's the part nobody is talking about enough. If Gakpo leaves Liverpool, it does not just affect Liverpool. It potentially blows up a completely separate transfer deal. Bayern Munich have been pursuing PSV midfielder Ismail Saibari in what would be the most expensive outgoing transfer in PSV's entire history. But if Bayern pivot and go back for Gakpo instead, that Saibari deal could collapse entirely. One player's decision at Liverpool has a domino effect that reaches all the way to Eindhoven and Munich. That is how interconnected this transfer window already is. And we are only on day 3. So let's pull back and look at the bigger picture for Liverpool, because this is genuinely alarming if you are a Liverpool fan. Mohamed Salah has left. Arne Slot has been sacked. Cody Gakpo wants out. Curtis Jones is heading to Inter Milan, according to reports. Virgil van Dijk is facing a formal bid from Galatasaray. Andy Robertson has gone. The squad that won the league title just 1 year ago is being dismantled at a speed that feels almost impossible to process. Liverpool's wage bill currently sits at £428 million, one of the highest in the Premier League. And with new financial regulations coming in that penalize clubs for front-loading wage commitments, Liverpool suddenly find themselves in a position where the very contracts they handed out to keep players happy are now becoming financial liabilities. Gakpo's $250,000 a week deal is exactly the kind of contract that no longer works under the new rules. So, when Liverpool say they are open to selling him, it is not just about squad management. It is about financial survival under a new system. The new manager, Andoni Iraola, has an enormous job on his hands. He is arriving at a club in transition, with a wage bill that needs trimming, a fan base that is hurting, and a squad that lost its best player, its manager, and now potentially its most versatile attacker, all in the space of a few weeks. The rebuild has to start immediately. Liverpool have been linked with Yan Diomande as a replacement for Salah on the right, and Bradley Barcola from PSG has been mentioned as a potential solution on the left if Gakpo does leave. Young Rio Ngamoha is also waiting in the wings, and has already caught the eye of the Anfield faithful. But replacing the experience, the goals, and the tactical flexibility of Gakpo in one window is a massive ask for any club, let alone one rebuilding from scratch. So, what happens next? Tottenham look like the most likely destination right now. The money is there, the manager wants him, and the move keeps Gakpo in the Premier League, where he has already proven himself over 3 seasons. But Atletico Madrid should not be underestimated. A move to Spain could appeal to a player who wants a complete fresh start, a new league, a new challenge. And in football, when a player genuinely wants out, the destination is often decided less by logic and more by feel. This is one of the most layered transfer stories of the entire summer. A £50 million player, a shattered dressing room, a new manager already losing his first-choice attacker before preseason even starts, and a club desperately trying to rebuild while the financial clock is ticking. Liverpool's summer is going to be must-watch television. And we are going to be here covering every single twist as it happens. So, I want to know what you think. Is Gakpo making the right call by pushing for a move? Or is he walking away from a club that could have been great again under Iraola? Drop your answer in the comments right now, because this debate is going to get spicy. If you want to stay ahead of every transfer story this summer before anyone else covers it, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. Because on this channel, we drop new transfer breakdowns every single day, and trust me, this window is only going to get bigger from here. See you in the next one.